Okay, it's been a long time since I've released anything related to hacks, a hacks related video or an article, but unfortunately, this is not quite that. It's a tiny bit close to that, but not quite that. So, what this video is about the HaxeFlixel website. Now, if I were to go to it now, it's honestly a good website. It gives you a lot of information and it helps you get started. It's got document snippets. It's really cool. The problem with it is that it's difficult to run locally. So it's fine to edit, and you can add things to it fine. But if you want to run it locally to add a new page or new feature or just to see a blog post you've written in the site itself, it doesn't work. And I've tried to do that myself. So here is an issue I've raised on the HaxeFlixel website repo. And actually, before I continue, I forgot to mention that the audio or the microphone is in my headphones. I'm moving house right now, so my microphone is packed up and I'm using the microphone for my headphones, which isn't as good. So this is me trying to run the HaxeFlixel website locally a few months ago, and I had a lot of issues. First of all, the thumbnails were not being created properly. So if I go here to the showcase, all of these are thumbnails. There are thumbnails here, there are thumbnails on the demos page, and for some reason they weren't working properly. This is what I would see. The browser would not find the thumbnails and they will not display on the website. Now, the current HaxeFlixel website uses a plugin called DocPad, and DocPad is really, really old. If we take a look at the GitHub page, you'll see the last kind of update that was made was 2 years ago, and it uses a language called CoffeeScript. For those who don't know, CoffeeScript is a bit like JavaScript, but if it was written like Ruby. So CoffeeScript does compile to JavaScript, but it's something that is not popular anymore. I mean, Ruby nowadays isn't even popular. So why would a language that looks like Ruby and compiles to JavaScript be popular? Anyway, the maintainer doesn't have time to maintain this because it's essentially their side project and they've got a full-time job, I'm assuming, with other responsibilities, and this isn't their main thing. You'll even see that there's an issue that somebody raised that they can't install a plugin that DocPad requires to run the server. And the maintainer said that the way to fix it is to change the source code itself. So here I contributed saying that I'm still experiencing the issue. And he said the best way to fix it is to add an argument to the action function in the source code itself. And doing that does fix the issue, but I don't want to have to edit the source code. This should be done by the maintainer himself, but he doesn't have the time for it. Basically, DocPad isn't the best way to run a modern static website. But unfortunately, that's what the HaxeFlixel website uses. So this whole issue is to form a discussion to talk about the best way to go about upgrading and changing this site. There are a few other issues, but I'm not going to focus on that. I'll have this link in the description and you can go through it in your own time. But the comments below talk about how I want to go about upgrading the site, and people have brought their opinions in. We're thinking of rebuilding the whole site in a framework called Next.js, which is based off React.js. A runner-up was to use Svelte and SvelteKit, but I think there's more of a preference for a React-based framework since it's more popular and more people can come and contribute to the codebase. Right now, no work has started on rebuilding this site. So if you want to, you can come along and comment and bring your opinion. We'd like as many people in the community to come and help with this rebuild. And if you like React and if you know Next.js, then please come forward and help us achieve this. Oh, and I forgot to mention, Stilic is going to help me do it. So the more people we have, the quicker it will be and the better the HaxeFlixel website will be going forward.